everyone, welcome to the Captain Drone YouTube channel. My name is Steve and I'm out here today with the FLYWING V4 Huey, and I also have Tractor Man over there making a racket, so you might hear that through my microphone. So if you take a close look at this Huey, I don't know if this camera is going to focus on it. Well, it's green in color, very military, and it looks different than the V3 and the V2 that came before it. However, if you watch my videos, you'll see that I already reviewed the V4 in the white color. Yes, the white version looks pretty cool and it's very easy to identify in the air, and as I mentioned, I've got a full review. Where's my finger? Oh my god, it's so hard to do this backwards in a camera. It's up here. There's my link to it. Go watch that. This is identical except it's in the green color. So since I've already reviewed the white version, which is identical to this green version, I'm not reviewing this one again in that sort of fashion. I've already shown all the functions of the white version. So this heli, I'm going to put an FPV camera on it and fly it around with FPV goggles. Now, for those of you who do not want to go and watch my video up here of the white version, and you're wondering what this heli can do, I can show you really quick because I've flown it around and used the remote and done all the cool features. It is a heli that can be flown like a beginner heli, like a DJI drone, and that's why it's perfect for an FPV camera. So let me show you here. You can see it flying. It has a GPS built in. It hovers in place and it waits for you to move the joysticks to fly it around. Yes, it comes with a remote. This remote here is the remote that comes with it, and you have a pilot switches up top that control this baby. And when I say control the baby, I mean put it in autonomous mode. So if you wanted to do a circle, you can see me here, I flick the switch that makes it do a circle and it does a circle nose in. And if you wanted to do a figure eight, you flick a switch for figure eight and it does a figure eight, and you just have to stay out of the way because whatever height you left the heli at, when you flick that switch, that's how high it stays when it does the figure eight. And if for any reason you lose signal, the battery gets low or it goes out of range, it has a return to home mode, and you can put it in the return to home mode manually. You can see it here. The heli just goes up and it comes back and it lands nicely on the ground, right pretty close to where it took off. Finally, if you know how to fly a heli without any assistance, you can turn all of that off and fly this like a real heli. As you can see here, Jedi Steve is flying the white one, and he's flying it in 3D mode, which means he's got no assistance. He's doing all the work, controlling the heli, and the heli looks pretty cool in the air. But for me today, I'm just gonna fly this around FPV because I have no school kids out at the moment, and I only have Tractor Man over there. So I'm gonna go and put this out in the field, hook up an FPV camera, and sit back here on my Jeep and then go fly it. Here we go. Here we have the Huey. There are no cameras on it, nothing. I just have a little indicator light that I have up here. I've put that on myself. I got it off of Amazon. Now I'm gonna put an FPV camera on this baby. So the camera I'm gonna use is a RUNCAM, and it's like the old DJI cameras from version 1. So it's like a RUNCAM Vista type thing. So if I hold it in my hand, you can see it here. Hopefully the camera's focusing on this, and you can see I've stuck the camera, I've taped it to the unit itself, and that black thing is the antenna. So in order to attach this to the heli, we need some double-sided tape. So I've got some alien tape here. Stick this alien tape right in the forward section because I want the camera to look forward so I see where I'm flying. Take our little camera and let me just move the blades out of the way. Take the camera and stick this down without making a mess of everything. There we go. And that should be good. Now, of course, you don't want the blades hitting the camera, but these blades will not tilt sufficient enough to hit the camera in the front. Now, I can see a problem already because this black thing here is my antenna, and that's a little bit in the way, so I'm going to tape that down. Of course, you need an antenna so you can get the video signal back to you. There. So the antenna is over the front windshield, sort of. Now this whole unit, this RUNCAM system that I have here, needs to be powered. So I have a battery, a 2S battery, and this 2S battery I'll stick closer to the center of gravity, which is right here, close to the main rotor blades. So let's put some double-sided tape right close to the rotor blades like this. Then we take our battery and we stick it on here, and that should be good. So now if I plug this battery into here, move this out of the way so you can see it. If I plug the battery into this cable, which goes right to the camera, then we have power and the camera will start transmitting video signal. I just got to make sure after I plug it in, I tape these down so these wires are not sticking up because that will make a mess. Now I have to tell you as well, this little camera up front has no stabilization in it, nothing. So how I record video from that camera is in my FPV goggles. I'm going to have DJI version 1 FPV goggles, and I can click on the record button and record the video. However, if there's a lot of vibrations in the heli, well, there's going to be vibrations up there. So I'm going to add one more camera. I'm putting a lot of weight on this heli. I'm going to stick a little Insta360 Go 2 camera in the bottom so that you have some footage more stabilized. You know what? Actually, I'm going to stick the Insta360 Go camera. I'm going to stick it in the back because there's a lot of weight in the front with the battery and everything. So I'm going to stick it back here on the tail boom. Oh, this might be a bad idea. So here we go. Camera on the back. Get the light in the center. Battery close to the center. FPV camera up front. We're all set. All right, so we have our takeoff and landing pad over there. We'll just bring our heli over to it, plop it down, and we're all set to go. Okay, let's get this thing ready to go. So we'll press the 2 power buttons here, and it says your switches are not all the way up. There we are. So this switch over here, I'm going to put it on GPS because I want to fly in stabilize mode. Next thing I have to do is remove the front canopy. You can see all the FPV stuff is on it. It's perfectly fine. I'm going to plug in the battery. There we go. It's in nice and tight. It's going to set itself up. There's a little light on the side. That's going to turn green to say it's got a GPS signal. I'll wait till that happens before I put the canopy back on. All right, the light is green. It means it has a GPS lock, so I can put the canopy on. And the last thing to do is to connect the camera, FPV camera. There we go. It's shooting out a video signal now as we speak. All right, it's all set up, so let's go fly. All right, so I'm back here, and now I'm recording the camera that is filming me down there. And if I go over here, we'll see where the heli is. You see how far it is away from me? The reason I have it over there is because I don't want to fly it near in case something goes wrong, and I have goggles on. Yeah, that would be dangerous. It would leave a mark on my head or body. So it's way over there. So now, just to make sure it works and I have the distribution of weight good, I'm just gonna make it take off. So here we go. Pull the joysticks down and out, hit the run. And here we go. She's spinning up, baby. Well, I gotta see if it hovers. So there we go. With all that weight, will it balance itself? Going up. Well, she's up. Looking good so far. I'll see if I can zoom into it with this camera so you can see what it looks like. So I haven't tried my goggles on yet, but if I put them on, I should see what it sees. Take glasses off, try this on. Oh yeah, baby. Let me turn the record on this thing. I put the record on. All right, now you see the sun is in one direction. I'm going to turn this to fly away from the sun. It rocks a lot. So here we go, FPV flying away. Here's the heli. Let's go up higher. So that's what you get. It's not very balanced because obviously, you know, I've got all the camera gear on it, so it's not the greatest for balance, but this is what you get if you flew a heli FPV. See the blades going across in the front? That's pretty cool. Those pathways I have to watch out, make sure there's no humans on them. Yeah, see there's a human right there. Going over the path and then going this way over the little bushes. There is a breeze out here, so that's why the heli bounces around in the air a little bit. And come by this way, the little landing strip. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it over to the bushes over there where no humans will be. Okay, so we're going over to the bushes and then come back this way. There we go, out of the sun. Now it should look better. So I'm a Huey doing a search and rescue pattern. There we are. Other thing you gotta watch out for is on this track over here. People walk on the track in the morning, so I gotta watch out for that. All right, so let me just slow it down here. So there I am. You can see me over here. There's Jacques over there. One thing with the heli you got to be careful of, it just rolls sideways. It's not like a drone and stops dead in the air. It just keeps on going with momentum. I'm taking this baby up. Up in the air we go. So there's the world down there. This is pretty cool. So now if you fly around, I'm going to go forward. There's my world down there. There's a splash park for the kiddies. There's Tractor Man down below. Oh, this thing's beeping and it must be saying there's a range issue. So let's go forward. Let's go on back and down. Yeah, it stopped beeping. So it must have been a range issue. Maybe it's saying like, you might want to be careful, you're getting out of range. All right, let's go over here. And let's bring it down. Coming around, diving down at the ground. So FPV is pretty cool, but I will say honestly, it's a little bit dangerous because these spinning blades of death, you got to keep them away from people. And you also have to be very, very careful not to glide into the path of something, because it's not like a drone and it just stops dead in the air. It just keeps on going with momentum. So I'll bring it closer to me so we can get me in the camera. You can see the shadow of the heli. There we are. There's me on the Jeep. I know the video is probably bouncing around on the FPV there. I got it stable now. But there we go. Pretty cool. And the shadow's down there. Turn. Let's bring it back and go over that camera and land. Just go over the camera here, if that camera's still going. And then come back. Doing this all FPV flying. It's a little bit difficult, but there we go. I think I'm close. And now I'll bring her down. Blang! It just slammed into the ground. And hit this little switch over here that says kill. And there we go. And that, my friends, was flying FPV. I'll turn the record off. There we are. All right, so it did well. I'm a little bit off the landing pad. I should be back here, but that wasn't bad. So this little camera up top did a great job. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed, but I did find it a little dangerous to be flying FPV on a heli. All right, there you have it. That was flying this Huey V4 by Flywing with an FPV camera on top. I thought it was pretty cool, but as I've mentioned several times, I'm a little nervous, a little shaky flying something like this around, because I can only see to the front and these blades of death are spinning and a little bit scary for anybody around. And if this falls out of the sky, it's pretty heavy and could probably harm somebody. So I would say anybody who wants to fly these FPV, fly them over a forest or a field where nobody's around, then you'll have no issues. And if you're new to the world of FPV, how the cameras work, the goggles and everything, how you get everything working together, well, I have a whole video up there. Go check out that video. I'll put a link below. It's for dummies to learn FPV, putting FPV on anything you own. It's really cool. Go check it out. But for now, I'm going to end this video and I'm going to put links below to this Huey V4. So the Flywing Huey V4 is at the links below. Go check it out. You might want to get one. Maybe you want to fly it FPV. Maybe you don't. Maybe you just want to fly it normally, because it is like a DJI drone. It flies just like a DJI drone. All right, guys, thanks for watching this video. If you have questions on it, post them below. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. I'll catch you in a future video with many more cool reviews. Until then, I say bye.